So there are times when being a meteorologist is a blast. And then there are times you wish you'd got stock in Tylenol. This is one of those times. Hey there, friends. I'm meteorologist Shane Smith. It is Sunday, November 30th, and we're about to roll into meteorological winter. And boy, are we going to feel it here in Kentucky. You see the title? One headache of a forecast. This is not the way I wanted to start off the winter season with the first potential bigger storm. Because, this one is complicated, it's messy, there's a lot of room for the forecast to bust, and I am not crazy confident in it. There are parts of it I feel pretty confident in, and there are some parts that I'm like, we got to see how this is all going to play out. But there you go. There's a snow map. Lexington, Moorhead, northeast, 2 to 4 inches. You notice I've backed off around Covington and the Ohio River down to 1 to 3 inches, and I think there's going to be some light freezing rain on the southern end of that, especially down south of that Moorhead to Lexington to E-Town line. The wintry mix line has moved a little bit south, coating to snow, 2 inches of snow there in the pink, and in the green, mainly rain, and we may not even see any accumulation there. So a lot to talk about. Let's get right into it. Right now, radar Omega. Not showing any precipitation. It's been a mainly dry day. It's been a colder day. That cold front which brought us the rain yesterday, rolling through the Carolinas, that big winter storm that socked the upper Midwest and the Great Lakes, it's on out of here. And we're waiting for that next area of low pressure to develop off to our south, and it's going to meet up with some energy from the northwest. And how those two come together tomorrow is going to impact our weather here in the bluegrass drastically. And we already have our first winter weather advisories out over in western Kentucky. The National Weather Service over in Paducah is calling for 1 inch of snow and a light glazing of ice. That's why they put out that winter weather advisory from Owensboro over to Evansville, down to Paducah, Murray, and over to the west. So for our friends out in western Kentucky, you've got your advisory all ready. Here in central and eastern Kentucky, we're playing the waiting game. But I suspect most of the state will be under winter weather advisories or potentially even a few winter storm watches as we go into the next 12 hours or so. All right, so here's the forecast for Monday for London. We're starting off chilly. We're going to be down teens. It is going to be oh so cold to start off the morning. We're going to see those temperatures drop like a rock overnight. Then we go into the afternoon, the clouds thicken up, and the rain moves in late in the day. Let's show you how that all plays out here on the HRRR models. We're starting at, let me get you the latest version of that. That did not load the one I wanted. Here we go. Here we are. Monday morning dry, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. Rain and snow start breaking out in western Kentucky. 8 o'clock. Bowling Green, you're probably seeing a wintry mix. E-Town, rain or wintry mix. Evansville, snow at this point. Here we go. 11 o'clock Eastern. Lexington, you've seen snow for probably an hour or two at this point. Richmond, you're likely in wintry mix. Down in Mount Vernon and London, we're plain Jane rain. The precipitation continues through the overnight. You'll notice some heavy rain at times in eastern Kentucky, heavy snow in northern Kentucky, and that freezing rain and wintry mix and sleet in central Kentucky. I think the HRRR may be just a skosh too far north with that. We're going to see how that plays out. But you'll notice on the back side of this, as that area of low pressure starts transferring its energy, we're going to see probably some kind of deformation band set up. And in that darker band, you can get some pretty heavy snowfall rates. You may drop a quick inch or two in an hour. And then We finally changed things over to snow early Tuesday morning in London, probably about 4 or 5 in the morning. But by 8 o'clock, it's out of town. So for most of eastern Kentucky, we're looking at maybe a 4 to 6 hour window of snow on the back side of this thing with a lot of rain in front. That's why I am not optimistic about those chances of snow. Here's what some of the other models are saying. Here's the latest run of the North American mesoscale model. This one literally just came off the presses. Haven't had a chance to look at it yet. So let's do some real-time analysis. 11 o'clock, heavy rain, south central Kentucky. Freezing line from E-Town back to Paducah. Snow to the north and the west. It's pushing that warm air a little farther north, but then boom! Look at that deformation band really showing up on the freaking Nam. That is a lot of heavy snow that would be falling quickly. Now, it won't last long. That could put down a quick couple of inches. But then you notice how quickly it tapers off on the back side of this system. Once again, that's part of why I am not super optimistic about our snow chances here in eastern Kentucky. European model, after struggling most of the day, finally getting on board with snow, but still, honestly, I think a little bit underdone. Don't have the new GFS in just yet, but we'll take a look at the 18Z. Keeping that snow line further south, and then once again showing that heavy snow pocket, that deformation band showing up on the back side. All right, and we already looked at the NAM Canadian real quick. This is the regional variant of the Canadian. So this is about midnight. You'll see rain breaking out in London, Bowling Green. Been raining a couple hours at that point. Lexington, you're in the wintry mix. Covington, snow. It's keeping the bulk of the snow to the north. So all interesting things to note. Same general idea, not the best agreement. You'll have to forgive me for taking a couple of sips. Sinus has been kicking my butt this weekend. So, here's what some of the different models are showing. Here's the HRRR model. You'll notice that heavier band of snow from Maysville back to Lexington, down towards Adairsville. Similar on the Canadian model. GFS is a little bit more generous with the snow. For my friends in eastern Kentucky, if you're wanting snow, this is the one you're rooting for, because this is about the only one showing decent snow in eastern Kentucky. A couple of the NAM variants and the Wharf variants. I like the overall look of the German model here. Like, I could see that happening very easily. The old school NAM, I think a little underdone. New school NAM, I don't think it's picking up on that deformation band far enough south. So there's going to be a really sharp cutoff between who gets a couple inches and who gets nothing. So I'm trying to reflect that the best I can here in this snow forecast. So once again, 2 to 4 inches in the dark blue, 1 to 3 inches in the light blue, a coating to 2 inches in the pink, and nothing to an inch in the green. And I would honestly, on all these, set your expectations closer to the lower end of things. When you get these mixed precipitation type setups, it is tricky. Very, very tricky. Somebody's going to be disappointed. Either they're not going to get as much as they were expecting, or they're going to get more than they were expecting. Always happens in this kind of setup. Folks, I labored over this map for a good half hour to 45 minutes trying to get it pinpointed down, looking at all the data, looking at the probabilities. I feel pretty good about this as far as this is the best forecast I can put together with the data I have at hand. the confidence in it actually playing out this way, not high. Somebody's going to get less than they're expecting. Somebody's going to get more than they're expecting. Some of the data is even showing there may be a pocket of 5 or 6 inches show up somewhere in this mess. That would not surprise me somewhere in central Kentucky one bit. So that's what we're dealing with. It is a messy forecast. It is complicated. It is ugly. I can tell you right now, I'm going to be watching the Mesonet site over in Harlan County on Black Mountain like a hawk tomorrow. See what those temperatures up around 4,000 feet are doing. It's going to be one to keep an eye on. I'm going to try to have an update in the morning before I head out to the school. I will probably do a live tomorrow evening about 9, 10 o'clock as the precipitation begins to onset. So we will see how it plays out. This is the best forecast I can put together for you right now. If you enjoy what I'm doing, hit that like or subscribe button, share it out, let folks know. I appreciate all the support. Over the last 24 hours, had a lot of folks share out the first snow map I put out. Thank you so much for that. It means the world to me. And let's get ready. Don't think this is going to be a big one. High impact, yes, especially for that Tuesday morning commute. Lexington Metro up to Covington, Louisville, I-64 North. It is going to suck Tuesday morning. London, Hazard, Harlan, Corbin. We're probably going to be making that transition from rain to freezing rain and snow. Those school districts are going to have a really hard call to figure out if they're going to go or not. And I can't blame them. I wouldn't blame anybody for going because I think this is going to be mainly rain. We could end up with up to an inch of snow, and there could be some ice in there. This is going to be one of those no-win scenarios for those superintendents out there. So my heart goes out to y'all. Y'all got some hard calls to make Tuesday morning. And give those folks a lot of grace. That's a really, really hard decision. Suspect we'll see a lot of NTI days to play it safe. All right, so that is all I have for you for now. Thanks for tuning in. I'll have updates throughout the day on Monday, and we'll probably do a live stream probably around 10 o'clock Monday night to get you ready and give you the last minute details as it starts moving in. So until then, take care, stay weather aware, and I'll see y'all then.